As a since today, Nintendo are dominating the gaming industry, having more than doubled its opponents' units sold and having the most iconic video game franchises of all time. It looks like the next couple of years ahead are going to be very comfortable for Nintendo. Today we're here to talk about how Nintendo have got to the successful point they are today, and how in the future they will dominate the gaming industry even more than they are today. So where do we begin our deep dive into seeing how Nintendo got to the successful point they are today? I'm going to start with their exclusives and their exclusive franchises in their gaming. I would say, personally anyway, Nintendo has the best selection of exclusive games. You have Fire Emblem, Pokemon, Metroid, Kirby, Super Mario, Splatoon, and of course Legend of Zelda. All of these games are perfect, right? I mean, if you haven't heard at least one of them, please get out from under a rock. When you think of their competitors, like PlayStation, Xbox, you don't think of many. Like, you might think of Kratos, or maybe Master Chief from Halo. So, what makes Nintendo's exclusives so famous and so good? Well, it's an aspect of gaming called fun, something Nintendo look at very, very so often when developing a game. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, they make it fun for giving you a goal, just to defeat Ganon, but you can also take whatever path you want. You don't even have to do any story at all if that's what you want. You can also upgrade your armor and tools along the way, which is such a good aspect of the game, by the way. But it also gives you so many side quests, and you can develop these relationships with NPCs. Like, my favorite side quest is when you have to go in the canyon thingo and hunt out these NPCs being hunted by bokoblins. So fun. It's not just Zelda, it's every Nintendo game. Like Mario, it gives you these cool ways to traverse landmass and power-ups, which, oh wow. Like, for me, when I first played Mario Odyssey, that was so fun, discovering how to, capture all of these enemies. It was mind-blowing to me. Or how, like in Pokemon, it gives you the goal of obviously completing the Pokedex or defeating the Elite Four or the champion. Again, so fun. I mean, I loved it when I was able to see my starter evolve. That was so fun for little me. And this is it's for every Nintendo game. And I've tried to play games like God of War in the past, and not just that, but also played a demo or some other games at my friend's house, whatever, and I struggle to have fun with them. In every Nintendo game, immediately in the first 5 minutes, I find so much fun and joy out of it. And with that, we're going to move on to the next part of the video. So what is a console gimmick? Well, a console gimmick is a feature that is exclusive to a console. Like, the console gimmick for the Wii would be its motion controls, and the Wii U would be the Wii U gamepad. Now, with my examples out of the way, we'll be able to dive into this new part of the video. So how do console gimmicks play a big role in Nintendo's success? Well, at least in recent years, they have had a massive role on dragging in casual gamers. Like the Wii, the only reason the Wii did so well was because any ages from 5 to 90 could play the game because of the Wiimote, the motion controls and all of that. And like the Nintendo Switch, it has the removable Joy-Con, so you can play on the go or at home. Such a good feature. Nintendo also copyrighted this feature, so now they're the only ones who can success off of this. Brilliant. So what is trial and error, and how have Nintendo used it to their advantage? Well, trial and error is a sequence where you try something and then it might fail. However, doing this over and over again can potentially lead to something big, like an outbreak or something. Nintendo have used this multiple times in the past. When they first did the NES, that was trial and error. The NES was so much different to every console at the time because Nintendo put so much work into that console. The SNES, they tried to update the graphics. Didn't do as well as the NES, but still did really well. The N64, they implemented 3D graphics. In the GameCube, it looked like a lunchbox. For the Wii, they introduced motion controls. For the Wii U, they had the Wii U gamepad, right? And then finally, for the Nintendo Switch, we have the Joy-Cons, which have revolutionized the way of gaming. I strongly believe that Nintendo would not be at the point they are today if it was not for the ups and downs of the GameCube and the Wii U. I mean, the Nintendo Switch wouldn't it really have blown up like it did without the Wii U. I mean, half of its best games are actually Wii U ports. The biggest one being Mario Kart, which is one of the most sold games of all time, with 58 million copies sold. Incredible. But remember, you do need to implement trial and error for everything you do. I've been doing it in YouTube. I sometimes do it for my art classes and stuff like that. It's a necessary skill to have if you want to be creative in not just making something, but in pretty much just life in general, right? And with that, I'm going to have to end the video, guys. I'm planning on doing a review of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet after I finish that game. I might do a review on a couple other games as well, and some other stuff. Like, I'll probably talk about Nintendo a little bit, but yeah, I won't spoil all my future videos. But with that, I hope I see you in the next one, and make sure to like and subscribe.